I was that guy who, that Manchester bloke on the telly, isn't he?
Oh yes, the Granada presenter.
As in Anthony H. Wilson.
Isn't he the guy who used to own Haçienda?
The scruffy fella that doesn't like Liverpool.
He's on ITV, isn't he? Bit feminist.
Poppycock and mischievous nuisance.
The phrase, love him or hate him, but you can't ignore him, could have been written for Tony Wilson. Whether he's performing on TV, pontificating on the music business, or just pontificating, he always gets a reaction.
Television, nightclub, record company. It's quite a full life, that, you know, and I think he's done fantastically well.
He came across as Manchester's answer to Andy Warhol to me.
Oh, he's a one-off.
He's a one-off.
He's a one-off.
Utterly and totally watchable.
He doesn't care if he upsets people. It's better to get some reaction than no reaction at all.
People in Liverpool would say to me, who's that tosspot? Where's that tosspot? Why didn't you kill that tosspot Wilson?
I wouldn't take a contract out on him. I mean, we did price it up once, but no.
He lives in, as my mother says, cloud cuckoo land.
You mention Tony Wilson and people react in quite an extreme way.
He talks a lot of bollocks most of the time, doesn't he?
And the taxi driver will turn around to me and go, Tony Wilson, he's a fucking twat.
And they'd say, that Tony Wilson.
What is happening, YouTube? You are watching JME-TV, and today we're taking a very special journey through Manchester to remember one of the city's most iconic figures, Tony Wilson, aka Mr. Manchester. We're in Southern Cemetery, where we came to see one of his closest friends, Rob Gretton, on one of my previous videos. Link in description to go and check that one out. So Tony Wilson, also known as Mr. Manchester, is also buried here next to his friend. And we're going to explore a bit about his life, his career, and his lasting legacy. So let's get right into it. Tony Wilson was born on February 20th, 1950 in Salford. Growing up, he was known for his curiosity and love of learning. He attended De La Salle, I think it was called, De La Salle Grammar School, where he developed keen interest in literature, and he loved to dabble in a bit of history as well. He went on to go and study at Jesus College in Cambridge, earning a degree in English. This academic background gave him a unique perspective, blending a deep appreciation for the arts with, and, you know, he was known for his sharp intellect as well. So, back in the day, Tony began his professional journey in the early 1970s as a journalist and television presenter at Granada TV. And his charisma and knack for storytelling quickly set him apart. He hosted shows like What's On and Granada Reports, where he introduced viewers to the latest trends in music and culture. His most famous programme, So It Goes, became a crucial platform for punk bands like the Sex Pistols, The Clash and the Buzzcocks. These early encounters with the punk scene were pivotal as they inspired him to further immerse himself into the music industry. In 1978, Wilson co-founded Factory Records with Alan Erasmus. This label would become a cornerstone of Manchester's music scene. Unlike other labels, Factory was known for its innovative approach. Wilson and his partners, including Rob Gretton, who we did a video on previously, and producer Martin Hannett, believed in giving artists complete creative control. The philosophy led to the signing of the groundbreaking bands like Joy Division, who I also did a video on, of Ian Curtis. I'll put the link for that down there as well. Joy Division's music, particularly albums like Unknown, Pleasures and Closer, left an indelible mark on the music world. After Ian Curtis died, the remaining members formed New Order. Their innovative blend of post-punk and electronic music continued to push boundaries, solidifying Factory Records' reputation for cutting-edge music. Now, what most people are probably going to be knowing Tony for is the Haçienda. It was one of Wilson's most ambitious projects, and it was a nightclub that opened its doors in 1982. The club was partially funded by the success of New Order's Blue Monday, the best-selling 12-inch single of all time. The Haçienda wasn't just a nightclub in Manchester, it was well, as most of you probably already know, it was a cultural phenomenon. It played a crucial role in the development of the acid house and rave scenes in the, I think it was in the late 1980s, rave scenes in the late 80s and early 90s. The club hosted numerous iconic acts and became a symbol of Manchester's vibrant nightlife. Despite its legendary status, the Haçienda faced numerous challenges, financial difficulties and issues with gang violence which plagued the club. Nevertheless, its impact on music and culture was undeniable. The Haçienda is remembered as a place where music, art and community came together in a way that changed the landscape of British nightlife. Challenges and legacy, Factory Records and the Haçienda both faced financial struggles. Factory declared bankruptcy in 1992, but Wilson's influence didn't wane. His contributions to the music scene were immortalised in the 2002 film 24-Hour Party People, where Steve Coogan, Alan Partridge, brilliantly portrayed Tony Wilson. And the film is absolutely incredible. If you haven't seen it, go and get it. I think you can get it on Amazon Prime. It really does capture the chaotic energy and creative spirit that defined Tony Wilson's career. Wilson was not just a music mogul, he was a passionate advocate for Manchester. He promoted the city tirelessly and played a significant role in its cultural and economic rejuvenation. His work helped transform Manchester from an industrial city into a vibrant cultural hub. Wilson's impact on Manchester, Tony Wilson's legacy, I suppose, is deeply intertwined with the city. He helped shape its cultural identity, turning it into the beacon for music and creativity. The annual Manchester International Festival, which showcases new and original work across the spectrum of performing arts, is pretty much a testament to Manchester's vibrant cultural scene that, you know, Tony helped develop. Factory Records was known for its distinctive, often avant-garde album covers designed by Peter Saville. The attention to aesthetic detail set Factory apart from other labels and reinforced Wilson's belief in the importance of artistic integrity, and this is why he gave full control and creativity rights to the artists. The human side of Tony Wilson was known for his larger-than-life personality, but he was also deeply committed to his friends and family. He was a father and a husband, and these were roles, like most of us, he cherished. His relationships with the artists he worked with were often more like friendships than actual business partnerships. He believed in nurturing talent and giving people the space to express themselves. So guys, we're actually going to try and find Tony's grave, which is around here somewhere. So let's just take a moment to reflect on his immense contribution to music. He wasn't just a promoter or your average record label guy. He was literally like a visionary, a bit like Rod Gretton, who saw the potential in Manchester and its people. Tony Wilson's legacy lives on in the music that continues to inspire new generations and in the spirit of Manchester itself. So guys, I think I may have found his grave. I think it is down here. And I think I found his grave just here, guys. Anthony H. Wilson, broadcaster, cultural catalyst, 1950 to 2007. Very, very simple headstone. It's quite a humble resting place for a man whose influence was anything but. Rest in peace, Tony Wilson. You will always be remembered as Mr. Manchester.
Well, that's it. It's my last day. It's been emotional. Have a wonderful weekend. Good night.
So guys, that was Tony Wilson's grave in Southern Cemetery. He's in the old part of the cemetery, and I don't know if you watched the other video when I did a couple there. Over 335,000 bodies are buried in this place. Yeah. Absolutely ginormous. So if you do want to come and see Tony and pay your respects to him, he is in the old part of the cemetery, just north of the East Chapel. So, isn't it exactly a long one, this one today, guys, but cheers for watching. If you can, like, subscribe, hit that bell and share. If you want me to go and see anybody and do a video on them, someone interesting or an interesting place, let me know. Let's wrap this one up.